Hey YouTube, Satoshi Matrix here, yet again bringing you another video. In this installment, I'm going to show you how to clean cartridge-based games. Have you ever gone to that game store to find that perfect game that you've always wanted, only to come home and realize that you can't play it because the game doesn't work? Well, if it's a cartridge-based game, chances are that the contacts in the game itself are dirty. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to clean them. The example I'm going to use is an N64 game. Here is a copy of Star Soldier Vanishing Earth that I have that doesn't play. This game gives me, a blank screen every time I try and run it. And I suspect that the reason is probably due to dirty contact pins on the bottom. So to do this, you'll need several things. First of all, you'll need the game that's dirty, of course. Then you'll need somewhere to work. I'm using a solid wood table here. I'm using some tissue paper here on the table to make sure that they don't scratch the table or leave any residue or anything like that. Next, you'll need a screwdriver to open the game, because N64, Super Nintendo, and NES games all use these security screws that are sort of special, and in order to get them open, you'll need a special security bit screwdriver. You can find these on eBay. They usually just come the screw bits themselves, but they're a standard screw bit that will work in any screwdriver handle. So put that in, and with a few dollars later, and you wait for shipping, you'll get the screwdriver, and you should be able to open your N64 cartridges. Next, you'll need a star screwdriver. This one here is just used for the N64 games because they have this sort of shielding around the game PCB itself that needs to come off before you can clean them. And the magic cleaning aids. Believe it or not, all you need is really a pink eraser. You need a clean pink eraser that doesn't have any granite from pencils on the side. You use this to basically wipe away all the grime and dust and corrosion on the contact pins. And believe it or not, this is your best aid for cleaning N64 or Super Nintendo or any other cartridge-based games. Erasers are slightly abrasive, but they're nothing like sandpaper or anything like that. So you don't have to worry about them like destroying your contact pins as long as you do it properly. I'm going to show you how to do it properly. Next, you'll need isopropanol. Isopropanol 90% or higher. Here I'm using 99%, which is very good because it's obviously more than 90%. You can find these at drugstores. I found this in Canada here at Shoppers Drug Mart, but if you're international and don't have Shoppers Drug Mart, check your local drugstore and you should probably find isopropanol. This is basically a disinfectant, but it will work extremely well. The reason it works so well is because it's a cleaning agent that has extremely short half-life. This stuff evaporates within seconds. It's fantastic. Alright, and to apply them, you'll need Q-tips, or whatever you would call these. So anyway, let's get going. So the first thing to do is remove the two screws on either side of the cartridge. So we take our screwdriver, put it in place, and unscrew these two screws. Put those aside so you don't lose them. And that's why it helps to work on a clean table, so you can immediately see where the screws go. Alright, once the screws are out, take the back off and place that aside. An N64 cartridge will look something like this when you take the back off of it. There's the front, and here's the back. And then you'll need to remove these two screws here. To do this, you'll need the star screwdriver. So here I'm going to just remove those two screws. Alright. There's one. Now let's do the other. Put that there, and put that there. Alright, now that the screws are out, you can remove this shielding. The shielding comes right off, set that aside, and here is your N64 game PCB. Gently remove it by pulling up on it. And you don't need to remove the back part of the shielding here. That can just stay in place because there's no point in removing it. Alright, so here's your N64 game PCB. You'll note that it'll have this little protector thing here. Take this off and note which direction it goes. It will only go in one direction because of this little divot on this side, and it's missing on the other side. Alright, so let's remove that, and here is your N64 game PCB itself. Now, I don't know if my camera will pick up the pins very well, but you can clearly see with the naked eye that these pins are extremely dirty. They have a lot of gunk and junk on them, so I'm going to clean them. And to clean them, simply place the PCB down on the table onto tissue paper. Take your clean eraser. Let's try and do this so my camera will pick it up. And gently scrub back and forth on those pins. This will leave a little bit of eraser residue, but we're going to be able to remove that in just a sec. Alright, so just after a few seconds of doing that, you'll note immediately that those pins are now nice and shiny, just like they should be. So what we're going to do is we're going to flip it over and do it on the other side. Okay, so just like that, you can see immediate difference between the side I did polish and the side I didn't polish. So there's the proof in the pudding, as they'd say. So let's continue working. Clean, clean, clean. Do a little bit more scrubbing. And then, check it out. It's shiny all the way around on both sides. So now let's clean off the sticker residue, or the eraser residue, I should say. To do this, just take another piece of tissue paper and wipe. Wipe to one side. This will remove all of the major pieces of eraser. And then do it on the other side. There you go. And you end up with something that looks a little like that. But wait, we're not done yet. We're still got a little bit more to do. Next, take your isopropanol here. Take off the cap. Take one of your cotton swab tissue or Q-tips. Dip it in the isopropanol so you have a fairly decent amount on the Q-tip on one side. Take the PCB board. Always remember to pick it up by the sides and not touch the chips themselves. These are mask ROMs, but you don't want to electrically discharge them by touching them. Alright, and then just start wiping. Wipe, wipe, wipe. The great thing about using isopropanol is, like I said, it will dry within seconds and leave no residue. This will pick up any eraser bits or anything left, or corrosion or dirt or anything that's so tiny that the eraser can't get. Alright, so let's do the other side. Alright, then flip the Q-tip over. This is just going to absorb any of that quick drying isopropanol. Now I should note that you have to use isopropanol, that you can't use something else such as like hydrogen peroxide. Don't make that mistake. Alright, so once done, that PCB is shiny and brilliant. That's gonna work. That's gonna be a game that works. So next we have to return it back to its casing. Here is our Soldier Vanishing Earth shell, and here's the PCB. First thing you'll note is that little divot. That divot should go onto the right side of the PCB. The PCB should always be in with the chip side facing up. There's the solder side, so that's the chip side. And then you insert it back into the board, just like that. And it will only go in one way, so if you messed it up, don't worry about putting in backwards because it won't fit in backwards. Alright, so there's your game. Next, let's return the front of the shielding back onto the game itself, and simply attach this like so. The shielding too will only go on one way. And let's re-screw it back together. Oops, wrong screwdriver. Alright, done. There's one. And here's two. And now that PCB is secured back to the back of the front of the game cartridge. Try saying that 3 times fast. Alright, so now let's put the backing officially back on the game cartridge. Put back the 2 security bits. Again, you'll need your security screwdriver for this. Screw that back in place. And now, wait for about a minute or so before you test it, but your game should now work every time flawlessly. So yeah, that's just a little video to show you how to clean an N64 or any other game cartridge. This will work for Sega Genesis, Super Nintendo, Nintendo Entertainment System, you name it, anything that's a cartridge based. So yeah, that will be it for now. So thanks for watching, guys.